Claire's champagne glass slipped from her fingers and shattered across the ballroom floor. But she didn't even hear it, because at that exact moment her eyes were locked on the giant screen above the stage. And the man standing there, the man in the black tuxedo, beneath the bright lights, calm, elegant, untouchable, was the same man who had kissed her in the rain 3 nights ago. The same man who had told her his name was Ethan, just Ethan, not Ethan Cole, billionaire heir to the Cole empire. Not the powerful man now being introduced as the face behind the waterfront project that threatened her family's old inn. Claire's breath caught in her throat. No, this couldn't be happening. Around her, the ballroom glittered with laughter and clinking glasses, but all Claire could see was him. Then, as if he could feel her staring, Ethan looked up. Across the crowded room, his eyes found hers, and in that instant, the billionaire vanished. For one painful second, she saw only the man from the rain. Shock crossed his face, then regret, then something even more dangerous, something tender. Claire stepped back. He moved forward, and before he could say a word, she turned and ran. But 3 nights earlier, none of this had felt possible. 3 nights earlier, Lakewood had been drowning in rain. Claire's old pickup had died on the side of the road. She was soaked, frustrated. Then headlights cut through the rain. A sleek, dark car rolled to a stop. The driver stepped out. Tall, dark-haired, broad shoulders. He called over the storm, "Need help?" To her surprise, he smiled. He walked over, rolled up his sleeves, and leaned under the hood. He told her his name was Ethan, just Ethan. He drove her back to her family's lakeside inn. Inside, they sat by the fire. They talked about simple things. Claire told him about the inn her grandfather built and how she stayed to save it. When the storm softened, they stood on the porch. He brushed a damp strand of hair from her cheek. Then he kissed her. If you're already falling into this story, pause for 1 second and hit subscribe, because it only gets sweeter from here. Over the next 3 nights, something happened between them that neither could explain. The first night belonged to the rain. The second was softer, no storm, just the quiet lake at sunset. By the 3rd night, it was magic. Being with him felt like stepping into a place where fear disappeared. And for Ethan, his world seemed to disappear. But then the gala invitation arrived. Cole Group. Ethan arrived with peach pie, but the truth was coming out. "Who are you?" she whispered, which is exactly why she stood in that ballroom in horror and ran. He caught her on the terrace. "You lied to me," she said. "Everything else was real, wasn't it? You are Ethan Cole." She walked away, and he did not follow. The next week felt hollow. Then came the letter of final stage acquisition offer. But in the Cole boardroom, Ethan stood up. "We're not taking that property." He walked out. He went back to the inn. "I'm here to tell you the project is dead," he said. "Losing a deal is survivable. Losing you wasn't. I love you." Claire crossed the distance and threw her arms around him. Months later, the inn was thriving. One warm evening, Ethan was hanging fairy lights on the porch. He pulled her against him as the lights blinked on. No secrets, no headlines, just a sweet, steady love. And this time, it was theirs all the way to the end. If this story made your heart melt, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more sweet billionaire romance stories. And tell me in the comments, would you have forgiven Ethan?